dedolight Lightstream. This is the most complete system in the world of reflected light. In the following, we will describe the many different tools and practices involved, and then we'll go into more details. There are reflectors. We'll talk about dedicated parallel beam systems, including the amazing capability of creating the illusion of natural light. This I call infinity lighting. We will also describe parallel beam systems that are unique and functional with all of our focusing lights, and how we're able to maximize this parallel beam system to control and shape and find an incredible variety for effective lighting. We will explain the three separate families of the dedolight Lightstream system, namely dedolight Lightstream for drama production and TV series, dedolight Lightstream LITE, and dedolight Lightstream Tabletop. Along those lines, we also want to point out that we regard ourselves being in the absolute lead regarding ecology and economy, masters of green tech in the media world. We want to talk about novelties. The reflector, the amazingly variable reflector, also creating the possibility, the so-called river of light. We will introduce the dedolight flag system, which eliminates parasitic light, otherwise inescapable in the work with the reflected light, as a flag reflector combo, which represents the missing link between hard and soft light and offers new and amazing potential. Now, number one, reflectors. Reflectors as such are absolutely not new. They have been used ever since the beginning of image creation in many different ways and shapes. The dedolight Lightstream reflector system offers 5 different surfaces in 5 different characters and 5 different sizes. According to their numbers, they have the following functions. Number 1 is working somewhat like a mirror, redirecting the light without changing the character nor the spread angle. Number 2 is very effective, but at the same time it spreads the exit angle to about 13 degrees. Number 3 goes one step further, redirecting the light but spreading it to about 30-degree angle. Number 4 is the widest and softest, covering about a 90-degree exit angle. Number 5, though, is a very special character, since it allows to shape the light in a singular direction. The effect that can be varied by the distance of the light fixture to the reflector, and by the focusing position of the light, and whether the light is equipped with a parallel beam intensifier or not. So that shows differences in the edge of the lit area, distinct or flowing. All of these reflectors exist in 5 different sizes. The smallest one is 7 by 10 centimeter, following the 12 by 15, 25 by 25, and 50 by 50, and even 1 by 1 meter. All of the ones up to the 50 by 50 have edges that are protected with plastic corners for safety. Number 2, motorization of the reflectors. All of the dedolight Lightstream reflectors can be motor controlled, from the big 1 by 1 meter reflector all the way down to the smallest ones. The control of these motors can be done by manual control with something like a joystick, where the control provides the potential of switching the control up to 2 different reflectors. Also, the reflector motors can be controlled by DMX signals, and they can also be expanded to remote wireless control. So you don't ever have to climb up the ladder again to adjust the reflector. You can do it from the floor. Number 3, parallel beam lights. Now, such parallel beam lights in principle are not really new. They have been known long time ago as searchlights, before the days of radar. They were used to spot bombers. Such searchlights have also been employed in entertainment and for effects. There are the known Molar beam lights. There were also the Xenotech lights and the lights from my friend Leonard Pincus from LP Associates. Now, if you've ever been to Las Vegas, you may have seen one of Leonard Pincott's lights shining from the top of the Luxor Hotel. As a complete new tool, we've created the PB70, another parallel beam light with a 70 centimeter front diameter, and we've taken great care in the design of this light to make its beam as homogeneous in the beam as possible. As well as building a special lamp, the light source, we're proud that this light offers perfect color spectrum as opposed to everything we've known so far from metal halide lighting in the past, the so-called HMI. This light can also, if you want to, can be focused a little bit for special purposes. But usually it works with a 2-degree exit angle. So starting from a 5-meter distance, it turns into a pretty much homogeneous light. This we've achieved by fine-tuning the shading rings in the light, as well as modifying the lamp, the light source. This light provides enormous output, as well as economic and ecological values. This light works with a 1200 watt power source and can thus be fed from grandmother's kitchen. But at a distance of 20 meters, 60 feet, its output is 50% higher than a 9 kilowatt HMI light in its spot position. The main feature of this light, however, is that it does something that sounds absolutely unbelievable. The light does not derive from the light fixture itself, but from a so-called virtual light source, about 20 meters, 60 feet behind the light. Now, how can we understand this? We elongate the outer rays of the beam, elongate them backwards, and where these rays meet and cross, that's where the light actually originates from. This allows us to produce the illusion of a light that is a very far distance, and we call it infinity lighting. Now, in the world of virtual production, this has a very high value. If then, in the virtual studio, the intention is to bring nature into the studio. If today we want to show the Sahara Desert or the beach of Rio de Janeiro, and to light this scene with conventional lighting doesn't really give the real feeling. Whilst with our light, seemingly, the light originates from outside the studio. although the light fixture itself is placed inside the studio. This is why it was chosen for this particular capacity, for the illusion of sunlight, natural light, which we call infinity lighting. If we now, in addition, direct this parallel beam into reflectors, preferably hard reflectors, number one, we again elongate the travel of the light and enhance and multiply the infinity function. We're proud that this light now even has a bigger companion with 2.5 kilowatt, offering double the light output. Since these are daylight lights, they can be tuned with gel filters, which can be placed directly on the front of the light. There's not much high heat to melt such a filter or make it change its shape. Therefore, with filters over the full surface of the front, we can create the effect of an evening sun or any other kind of lighting character. If such lights are used outdoors and possibly directed straight up to shine into a reflector to redirect the light into the interior of the building, then creating the illusion of a sun shining into the room from very far away, there is no danger for the light itself to be disturbed by rain, heat, snow, or anything. It can work unattended. The actual effect of what I call infinity lighting is what we seem to defy the square law, the so-called square law. Now that is something that everybody has learned in school. The square law means that at double the distance, we only have 1/4 of the light. But in relationship to the actual position of our light, this particular one, the instrument itself, this law is not holding true anymore. Let's measure, for example, 5-meter distance from the light. We arrive at about 100,000 lux or a little more. When we now double the distance, we should have 1/4 of the light. But amazingly enough, we don't have 25,000 lux, as we would expect, but 68,000. And thus, we seem to defeat the square law. This means also that our talent, our actors, can move towards a window or towards the seeming light source without encountering the ill effects of the square law. We come much closer to natural light from a very far distance.